Okay everyone, so we have removed the center console, and first things first, we are rich! Well, I say we're rich. I've found so much money here. This is a £2. It shows you how old this is, like it's one of the old pounds. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're on the Porsche 996 Turbo X50. Today's job is about fixing the reverse lights that have stopped working. There's a small unit that's attached to the Tiptronic selector in the interior under the center console, so we have to remove quite a few bits and pieces, making sure we don't break or snap any of those interior pieces as we remove them to get access to this switch. Now generally most will advise to replace the switch, which can be upwards of £300, but there is actually a cool little hack and fix that you can do to these switches to make sure that they continue working for many years to come, and that's what we're going to do today. So if you enjoy this type of content, please think about subscribing and following me on Instagram, but otherwise let's dive in and sort out this new job. Okay, first of all, put both seats back as far as possible and tilt them as well. It will just make life a little easier as you're approaching the center console. Now onto the battery. Next is to disconnect the battery just from the negative terminal. Okay, so now we're inside the car. Let's put the keys into the ignition, turn to the ignition on, foot on brake, and just move the Tiptronic shifter into neutral. Okay, so let's just take a few moments to see where we are. So first and foremost, you unclip the side interior covers, which are those down there. Simply pop off. You pull from the back, so just put your hand in behind, pull that way, and they pop off nice and easily. For this one, you literally pull towards you the top silver clip, so pull it like that. There is a spring there that sits within the unit, so make sure you don't lose that and keep them together. And then for the actual gear knob itself, there is a little pin here or clip which you pull towards you, and it slots into this groove on the stick itself. So once that's removed, you can just slide that up, and as you can see, we are now able to remove this part, which again just slides up. It's clips all the way around, as you can see, so the best way to do that is to use sort of an interior piece that I've got here. Just slide it underneath, just so you don't ruin any of your plastics and so on, and it literally just pops up. And of course leave it in the position of neutral. The big thing here though to check is this piece here, so you can see the orientation of how it's sat right now. So when you put things back together like so, everything just clips back into the right position. There has been, I think, talk on forums that if you don't get this piece right, then it can mess with the mechanism inside and so on. So that's what it looks like inside, and I think this is the unit here on the side that we have to remove, which is the bit that has the connectors inside to your reverse lights, reversing mirror, and if you have them fitted, rear car sensors that beep if you get close to anything. So that's where we are right now. So we'll start to remove the rest of this unit now, and you take the ashtray out. There's a couple of bolts here, and then there's some more back here, so we'll start moving through those. Okay everyone, so we have removed the center console, and first things first, we are rich! Well, I say we're rich. I've found so much money here. There's a £2. It shows you how old this is. Like, it's one of the old pounds. Like, let's have a look here. Some more here. More pound. Nightmare. Stuck under there. Let's have a look if I can scoop that out. There we go. So look at that. Almost a tenner, but all in old pounds. Great. There was a bit of a rattle that I guess I was hearing. I thought it was up around the centre console, but maybe it was those pound coins and £2 coins rattling around just around the metal and gator shift down here. But anyway, we have everything removed, and the main thing is just not losing any screws. So interestingly, when you pop up your sort of glove box cover here in the middle, the center console cover, there's a rubber mat. There's one hex screw at the back. Take up the rubber mat. Take up the plastic piece, which is like the floor, and then there's another hex bolt here, and then another one here. Now, I couldn't see that one because I had this little device here which slotted in the middle of mine. It's like I guess a money holder, probably holding all of those pounds that fell out and then somehow found their way, I don't know, all around. So don't pull things, don't push, don't force things, because it does come out. Once all the bolts are, or the screws are released, then everything moves very easily, so you know that everything has been removed. Anyway, now on to the actual reverse light issue, which is this unit here on the side. So what we'll do, I believe there is a bolt underneath, and we've got to remove these wires, these clips here. This is the bolt, and we can remove the unit, and then we can pry the plastic off the unit itself. So once we've removed the unit, take this plastic off, and inside here is the connectors that get a bit grimy over time, and then they for some reason go straight, and what they should be doing is bending, so you can so when you do put it into reverse, the the mechanism contacts connect, and that's what gives you your reverse lights and your rear view mirror on your door mirror moving down and so on. So let's try and get this little unit off. So that is the little unit removed now, and within this unit here, the connectors are what we're going to now look at. You will see that I've put a little drill bit there just through the center, and the idea is that that holds the mechanism inside in the neutral position. So you don't want to not have that, because obviously lining everything back up, if you haven't taken note after taking it apart, could be a bit problematic. So just a top tip there, I think when you buy one of these units brand new as well, you have a little pin that sits inside, so when you do connect it back up, and as you can see, that's the mechanism on which it sits, which moves front and back with the shifter. So all the connectors came apart easily. I would just say that the bottom one is a little bit of a you sort of push them in together as much as you can and pull out, although there's not much room going on, so a little screwdriver helps. This one here, there's a little clip that you literally just push down on with a screwdriver, which you can see just here, and those both slot out, and that gives you access to removing 2 bolts or 2 screws. I should point, one is up here and one is down here. They're just these little guys here. So we'll take this unit now and go and put it on the desk and open it up and start to work on the connectors to make sure they are aligned, and yeah, that should fix the issue with the reverse lights and so on. So let's go and have a look at this. Okay, so we have the unit out, and now we have to remove this white piece here to see the inner workings. And as you'll see, there is a tab here, there's a tab here, tab here just in the bottom corner, and then just here they are 2 push button slots that you need to just do. So just take your time doing it gently with a small headed flat head screwdriver, and hopefully we can pop this off. Okay, so you can see that I have everything apart, and what I've just been doing is just tweaking slightly the 2 copper strips, and as you can see, let me just zoom in, that's the contact points there, and you just have to bend the top one slightly and the bottom one slightly, just so they're a little bit closer together. I've cleaned them both off as well with some sandpaper, and as you can see just there, there's the point. I'll just get the light to shine there. So as the plastic piece moves, it pushes up on the bottom one, thus making the circuit connect there between those 2 points, and that's how your reverse lights then come on, and your mirror and so on. So yeah, you can buy these units, of course, and it's all pre-done, and I think they're a few hundred, so they're quite a lot. But for the sake of an hour or so, taking the center console out, taking this switch apart, and then just working through these steps very carefully, we'll put the the white piece back in. We'll put the drill bit through so it lines up, put the chipboard back in place and the cover, and then I'll refit the unit, and then we can see if it actually works. We'll do a little test before we put the whole center console back together. Okay, so everything has gone back together nicely. Everything is working the way it should, and the main thing is the Tiptronic gear lever. So button perfectly works, reversed, park, reverse, neutral, drive, cross to manual. Nothing feels strange, so that's good. Now to test if my fix has actually worked. So I will reconnect the battery, we'll turn the ignition on and see if we've got reverse lights. Okay, so battery is reconnected. Let's put the ignition on and foot on the brake into reverse, and let's see if we've got reversing lights. And hey presto, we have reversing lights. Yes, So that is the fix you have to do. You don't need to necessarily buy a new unit, you just have to spend a bit of time taking the center console out, dismantling here, getting that switch, and then it's a bit finicky, but you just adjust those contacts. And the main thing is we have reverse lights. So yeah, well chuffed, well happy. It's about an hour and a half's job to get that all done, but otherwise good to go. Okay, so everything went back together fine. The switch is doing the thing it should be doing, and the reverse lights are now working. So if you've got a similar problem on your Porsche 996, it just takes an hour or two, walk through the steps that I've done today to then get access to that switch box and ultimately clean it up and make sure that those connectors are connecting the way they should be. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do consider liking and subscribing, and any comments on the work that I've done today, please drop them down below. Always good to hear from you. And new videos will be along very soon on the 996 Turbo.